Hiya. Thanks for tuning in again. This is another wee quickie. I keep saying this is just a wee quickie, but I thought it was important for anybody who tunes into my wee vlogs um, to realise what's happening here. And this is very quickly about a conversation I had with a friend who was telling me that you need a TV license for anything that you do with the telly, whether it be BBC, ITV, Netflix, whatever, you need a license for it. And as somebody who doesn't pay for a license, and therefore I don't watch BBC, even although when I'm tempted to occasionally, because there are things that I used to enjoy in the BBC. Um, but now, of course, I don't watch any of it. Um, I reckoned this wasn't true. And when I looked online, because I was told that the online site explains all this, and when I looked online, there was a company advertising online, a URL, tvlicensing.co.uk. And if you open that, I mean, it tells you on the opening that this is the official website. To get help and information, all the official TV licensing website contains a wealth of information, etc., etc., etc. And if you open it, yeah, it does tell you that you need a TV license for anything to do with the telly, in effect. However, the truth of the matter is not as it tells you there. Even although it does offer you the facility to be able to pay, and so on. So I don't know if you went through that, if they would charge you a bit extra or whatever. But the actual site that gives you the truth of the matter is tvlicensing.gov.uk. So www.gov.uk TV license. And that will tell you that you do not need a TV license if you don't watch the BBC or BBC iPlayer or any of that sort of thing. So that will give you the correct information. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is that some years back, when I was working with HMRC, I worked on the service where we assist people who are trying to file a tax return online. And we ended up with a huge number of complaints because people claimed to have filed online, but it was telling them that they still had tax to pay, they hadn't paid their tax and so on. And they assured us they had paid the tax. And after a bit of investigation, we discovered that this was a bogus, well, it wasn't exactly a bogus site, but it was claiming and had all the colours and all the layout exactly the same as HMRC, but it was actually a private company who were acting, if you like, as an intermediate, an agent. You put your information on there, paid I think it was £50, but can't remember exactly, 50 something pounds, and they filed your return into HMRC's online service on your behalf. And people assumed that this 50 quid or whatever the sum was the tax that they were eligible to pay, and that was an end of it, and they never looked any further. Of course, they were all being fined because they hadn't paid their tax. It took a long time and a lot of legal work in the background to get this company to change the wording on their site, which they claimed was all there, but it was in tiny wee print on the last page, and eventually for that site to be taken down. So I'm basically just warning folk when they go online. You really need to watch where you are, what information you're getting, and so on. I mean, this is official TV licensing is the one which isn't the right one. And it also, as I say, allows you to pay. So just just a quick warning, because I know that more and more of us are refusing to pay their TV license. And all you need to say is, I don't watch your rotten old BBC. And they don't come chapping at your door. No, they're going to come chapping at your door anyway, but you know what I mean. You're not going to get any more threatening letters with big riddle writing on them and so on, which, it's just bullying. So just a quick note to warn you about that. Um, And for the rest, have a good weekend. Live, love, and be happy. Thanks for tuning in on this Friday morning, 8th of June. Bye bye.